Howdy-o, what do you know, it is Rabbit of ScrubLeet Academy, and we are back, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Now, we're going off script today. We're not doing any recordings, any decent recordings, so this is going to be a little more off the cuff. I've been sick the past couple of weeks, so if I sound weird, now at least you know why that is. But we're going to be trying something completely out of our normal comfort zone today. This is called Supermarket Together. It has kind of been at least in the zeitgeist for a little bit now, but it's starting to get a little bit of a resurgence, or maybe, I'm not sure, I don't have my finger on the pulse. So I'm going to be doing something much more narrow today. I'm not actually going to go through gameplay. I have pretty much mastered the game. I'm actually going to go on to my Parasites in Food store to showcase that I've done everything in this game. I'll just show off the store a little bit while I'm doing this too, because it's kind of fun. I have fully automated this store, so I'm just going to hop right on in, let it load up, and we'll just go and see what we've got working on here. So the second part of this video is about kind of showing off what it looks like when the store is fully automated, fully mastered, everything is done. I just want to take you through how my store is laid out. Now, it's called Parasites in Food, because I am a parasitic rabbit, and I am dealing in food, and I just wanted people to know that their food was disgusting, and anything they buy from this store is filthy, and they shouldn't even be in here, but for some reason people keep coming back and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a day. So let's go ahead and we'll just go right in here. Now you can tell I've got the nice lighting all the way along. We got our junk food all along here, our sugar. We got to start at the sugar aisle, let's be real. And then it goes immediately into like shampoos and the pharmaceuticals, which is wonderful to put together. I love my fountain in the center here, by the way. And if you notice, we're just bringing our ladder along, just our friend, the ladder. We got water and other drinks and eggs, and then we get right into like freezer and fridge area here with a bunch of dairy over there, a bunch of pizzas over there, and ice cream all over, because we want to put the healthy stuff right next to the not so healthy stuff, let's be real. We got a bunch of meats along here. This is just all meats, just 3 freezers full of chicken, just chicken. And then we got a bunch of crabs and smoked salmon and sliced ham. Just meat. Just big meat. This aisle is called Big Meat Aisle. We got more ice cream in here. We got fries. Actually, they're right down there. This up here is a crocanti ham. I don't even know what that is. I'm not even going to try to look it up either. You can't make me. And then we go over here, and we got just like vegetables and chicken mix and lasagna, and then more vegetables. Just burr vegetables. And it's absolutely disgusting to put all this stuff together. And then there's more ice cream. And then we go all the way down here. We got our produce section. And look at this wonderful walk-through area. You can go right along here. We got all of our canned foods right here. All of our permanent foods. They never go bad. Canned foods never go bad. Don't ask anybody. All fully stacked, by the way. Look at this. Like, nice. Oh, there's no such thing as a missing can when I start the day. And we got potatoes. We got more potatoes. And then we're back to the first potatoes. And then we're over here in our cleaning section, conveniently placed right next to our fountain so you can pour this in here and just poison anybody trying to drink from my fountain. Nobody touches the water in this fountain. It's a wonderful fountain. And then you come along here, we've got all our spreads, all our jams, we got like cookies and shit. And then somehow, we got mint, peppermint, and valerian. Ooh, very classy, right along here. And then just back to like chocolate cereal, so go straight into the disgusting garbage again. And you'll notice that while I'm doing this store, I have put the same sort of identical items on each of these shelving units on each side here. So that you've got, basically you'll never run out of product, so nobody will ever complain they can't find what they're looking for. And it's all right beside, everything here. We got all our breads and flours and pastas, which actually, weirdly enough, is probably the only consistent thing in the whole store. They're all put quite decently together here, rices, just all our grains over here. But you'll notice that everything that I have is on both shelves. That is actually a very interesting and niche strategy if you want to make sure that you don't ever have any problems with people finding things, is to make multiple shelves of the same items, and then kind of put the same items on each of the shelves that you want, as sort of like a symmetry, if you will. That way you can find it also, because a store of this magnitude, it gets remarkably difficult to find anything. And yes, we're back to our cleaning supplies. Come on over here. I've got a nice little area, a little alcove set aside for just beer and vodka and other alcohol. And then we got, look at this, we got all the way along, we got paper towels. 4 in this and 4 over here. So we have 8 total racks of paper towels and toilet paper, because this goes very quick on pretty much any store. If you've played this game, you know that. And then, of course, we got 3 more on each side of just diapers, because once again, those go extremely quickly. So you want to make sure you have an abundance of them. Over here, I've got all of my baby supplies, all my foods. I've got books. This is a bunch of children's books on the shelves. They're just books. They're books! And then over here, we've got more baby food, and we got milk, milk mix, milk powder, because of baby, because baby. And then suddenly we're running all the way down here because now we need to get to the dog and the cat food, and they're all along these shelves. And then we get right into gardening. We got pots. Once again, pots are like baby diapers and toilet paper, where you just want like shelf upon shelf of them. And then over here, we've got 2 entire shelves. I could get the pallets if I wanted, but I'm not going to, because they can't make me. Just fertilizer, potting soil and fertilizer everywhere. And then in this little area, this is kind of a nice little place for all of my electronics. And we've got multiple shelves of things. We got 3 shelves for gaming systems, because they go quickly too, believe it or not. Keyboards, I really don't need that many. They don't go that quickly. But you'll notice what I did here with the pegboard shelves is I put mostly on each shelf is 1 item in every single slot, fully filled up, properly situated too, because there's my headphones, there's my earbuds, then we get into mouse and keyboard flanking over here, and then we get into phone stuff over here, and then just some chargers and remotes. It's all very pretty well put together there. But that's what my store looks like. So this is kind of the second part, and yes, I do have tons of sort of Halloween decorations, tombstones everywhere, which I really could flip around, because, you know, you probably want those on the outside, but I guess this is fine. As soon as you leave my Parasite store, you get a reminder that there's probably something in the food, and you might be joining the tombstones later. But the last thing I wanted to show off was the level of automation. So I'm going to show you some examples of how I've basically fully automated this store, and how I no longer have to do anything. And I think the hallmark of a successful supermarket is you don't do anything. You do nothing. I'm going to take my ladder back. You effectively don't even want to work. So here's how you start it. I bought this. This is our pricer, our automatic pricer. We have the unlocked achievement on our board in the office, which I'll go to in a moment. And all you do when prices reset is you just set them to 195% of whatever market price you have. I found that that is probably the absolute ideal, because nobody ever complains about prices, but you still make bank as a store. So we'll just go to that. We'll set all prices to percentage. It just goes through and does all the prices. Honestly, best time to do this is at nighttime, because, and we're just going to go in there, because you can get, it's this one. When the store is closed at night, the manager can use the new clock to accelerate time, this clock. So you basically speed up time, and it speeds up everything in the game, including walking speed for your character. So this will just zoom through and price things as you're trying to order stuff. Now you'll notice I got self-checkouts. I've also got cashiers registers still, because they are significantly faster. So here, I'll show you kind of what I have for employees. So we go boom, boom. And here is my loadout. Cash, 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 cash. We got 4 major cashiers and 4 major cash registers. 6 people restocking in a day pretty much means you're never going to have any issues, even if you would. And then 2 on security to make sure nobody steals your stuff. And that way you never have a problem with your store. That is not the only automation though. We've also got cleaner robots who do all the cleaning for me. Legitimately, the only time I actually have to work is at the end of the day, where I go in here and I go into my products and I just order everything. And I'll make sure that I have at least 20 in storage by the time the shelves are stocked. So whatever the stock on the shelves is, you want to have at least 20 in this green box. And 0 here is just going to be a thing, because that's just stuff that is taken off the shelves, but that is available to you. And you'll notice with every item that I have, it'll pretty much be like that. I always sort by the lowest storage so that I always know which items are at the lowest amount. and then I try to keep those above 20. And you'll notice every single item here is above 20. So that is how you fully automate a store and how you basically master the game. You actually end up not doing much of anything. You never need to use a price gun again. Never. Like, unless you're moving stuff between shelves and you want to just eliminate a price, but you might as well just leave that shelf there. Some items you'll notice I don't actually have on shelves, pretty much just because I didn't need it. But we got that. We've got our gigantic warehouse with our oppressive lighting system that we go all the way through here and just kind of, it's like walking down the strip. It's almost kind of, what's the word? Like intimidating is what I'm looking at. Just walking down here, it's creepy. Too much light. And then you come outside and, you know, it's always raining. I think they only ever had 1 day cycle in here because it's always raining at a certain point in the day. But after that, you really don't need to do anything. Like, I literally have just had this running in the background. I've got my security cameras as well. Just running in the background, not actually doing any work. And then everybody does stuff for me, and I can just go off and do whatever I want and let the game literally earn me achievements. But that's a quick and easy interaction with my store. That's how it kind of works. It's nicely laid out, I think, and pretty symmetrical, and I think that's the hallmark of a good visual in your store, a good aesthetic, is to have it look pretty symmetrical. And that's about it, just pretty much a rambling, sort of no direction video about this game. I could have showcased gameplay, but as I said before, if you get to a point where everything in your store is automated, you've won the game. There's not a whole heck of a lot for me to do. I don't do any cleaning anymore. I don't do any stocking anymore. I don't do any real pricing. I mean, the system automates that. I pretty much don't do anything, and I become uber rich, and I've got 1.5 million or 1,056,000, and that's pretty much because I got the million achievement, and then I just decided, I think I've pretty much done everything. It was kind of the last achievement that I got, so I'm generally good. I hope that rambling mess was interesting to somebody, though. I'm gonna go ahead and rest my voice for a few minutes because it's starting to get to me. I've been kind of interrupting all of these recorded pieces with cough fits, so I feel like I should probably end it here. Hope you enjoyed. Please go ahead and leave a comment. You know it boots up that algorithm. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.